How to add PEM file as SSH private key to known hosts. I have Ubuntu desktop, and I have been given a PEM file, mikey.pem, that is the SSH private key for a Linux server. I am trying to figure out where this PEM file needs to be placed locally on my machine, and how it can be configured, added to my SSH known hosts. Googling this subject matter turns up lots of answers articles for creating SSH keys, but not for adding an existing key to known hosts. Ideas?
I don't know about different types of SSH keys. But you would put the public key on the destination computer, not your private key. Your private key stays private. And the public key of the source computer should be placed on the desk computer in /.ssh/authorize_keys. This can be done manually, or via the ssh keygen command. I suggest you do cat on the public key on the source computer and cat on authorize_keys on the desk computer, and make sure the sources one looks like it is the same format as those in authorize_keys. The known_host file is something which gets appended to automatically. You don't need to edit it manually. You can connect even after deleting the known_host file. Edit. To incorporate some of the comments into the answer. The public key comes from the private key. Normally the private key stays private, but the op was being given a private key. This is unusual, but it's an interesting way of doing it, because it means the desk computer can then already have his public key. So he could log in without having to add anything to the desk computer's authorize_keys. SSHI always takes a private key. He need only do SSHI //private key file user. At desk the op is using OpenStack, some cloud service, and as the OpenStack site says docs.openstack.org/user-guide/content/ssh-into-instance.html $sshimikey.pem Ubuntu 10.0.0.2. So whatever the name of the private key file is, and wherever it is stored, you specify that when doing SSHI.
According to the SSH manual, identity_fully selects a file from which the identity, private key, for public key authentication is read. The default is /.ssh/identity for protocol version 1, and /.ssh/ID_DSA, /.ssh/ID_EXA, /.ssh/ID_ED25519, and /.ssh/ID_RSA for protocol version 2. E.g. $ssh-imikey.pem user at host.domain. You can also add your key to the authentication agent to save you from having to pass the identity file every time you want to connect to the remote server. SSH adds private key identities to the OpenSH authentication agent. E.g., after $ssh-add-mikey.pem, you can just do $ssh user at host.domain.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.